Hey everyone, welcome to one more case study where we are going to talk about a fitness brand and how we help them to increase their revenue by 150% in less than 60 days, mostly from demand gen campaigns. So, how we fix their Google Merchant Center issue, how we help them get on demand gen, which is basically YouTube, like YouTube Shorts, and how we scale the account, what were the problems and the solutions and everything. So, okay, let's get right into it. So first, we will talk about some change in the numbers. You can see the screenshot yourself, but in the summary, we just increased the revenue by 150% in less than 60 days. Now let's talk about the problems. First is the product feed mismanagement. So the first problem they had is they had multiple variants of the same problem. That is not necessarily a problem if you know how to use it wisely. But let's say if all of them are targeting the same angles, same keywords, then there is no point of having them. It only confuses the ideal customers more. And the second problem we had was they constantly get their feed rejected and their Google Merchant Center suspended. So the problem with that is for most of the brands, when we start Google Ads, we see that most of the revenue usually initially comes from shopping ads. So let's say if your Google Merchant Center gets banned, let's say every 1 week or every 2 week, then you're gonna have a consistency issue. Like you cannot scale very consistently because you're kind of stuck in the cycle. So how did we fix that? Second is a low website conversion rate. Their website conversion rate was kind of low, 1.6%. So let's say point number four and point number two can be put together. So basically, their website layout wasn't the best, and their conversion rate was kind of low. So here's the thing: client thought that their website layout is okay and the conversion rate is okay, but we can compare that with hundreds of other brands that we work with, and there were like some product listings, just same like shopping ads. They had some product listings on their Shopify and their real website as well, where customers were confused like which product they should buy, why they should buy it, and like what's the difference. As an example, if you go to Apple's website, apple.com, and you see that okay, there's iPhone 15, 16, 17, but you cannot see the difference. That hey, what are the differences, what is the price for what, like why should I pick 15 over 16 or 16 over 17 or something like that. So that was the main problem here. We have like so many similar products and we couldn't like, as a customer, they were kind of confused at what to pick. Next point is aggressive competitor pricing. Like here the pricing, there was a mismatch of pricing. So the difference is when you run ads on Facebook, right? You usually like a customer or potential customer will only see ad, like one ad on their screen. But when shopping ads, like let's say when we talk about Google Shopping ads, when you search for a product, you see the same product from two, three, four, five, six, like multiple other sellers on the same screen. So you can see that hey, maybe this website is selling the same product for $100, but this website is selling the same product for $25. Like again, this was a very aggressive example. But so which is why pricing matters when you are running shopping ads, because anyone who's willing to buy or looking to buy, they can compare your like they can compare pricing of the same product from multiple merchants on the same screen. Next is demand gen. So when we took over the account, they were running some demand gen. Actually, they were only running videos from Performance Max, not like individual demand gen. And then we need a lot convincing to get them like on demand gen for US only. And then we needed even some more work to get them on in the other countries because they weren't really expecting demand gen to work for them. Well, for most of the people, they don't really try YouTube ads enough or in a systematic way where it kind of makes the most sense. So here we first needed convincing to get them on demand gen for let's say one country, which was US, and then why not the other countries? And then the tracking and campaign stability issues. So their tracking was broken. Again, this is like the common issues that we see when we onboard any account, which is normal. And then they have multiple shopping listings which weren't really connected. And then the stability issue, I would say it was mostly related because of the GMC suspensions, because the GMC would usually go down at least one time between 10 to 14 days, like between 1 to 2 weeks. Now this is before and after comparison, that before the monthly ad spend was 34K, and now monthly ad spend is 83. When we made this document, it was 83. Now I think it's 120. So it's even more, but we'll just use these numbers as a reference. So the first thing is solution. So how did we solve the shopping campaign optimization? So the first thing, okay, so like I mentioned, that their feed was constantly getting rejected and their GMC was constantly getting suspended. So what we did is we made a backup feed. So what we did was their feed was created using content APIs. Like there are a bunch of softwares that you can use, which softwares will connect your Shopify to Google Merchant Center. And that's kind of dynamic. But here what we did is we created one more feed, which was manual feed. So this time we have full control. Of course, it's more work because when you have manual feed, you need to make all the changes manually. It doesn't work in a way where it's not dynamic like as like the content API. So what we did is we still kept the content API, but mainly we switched everything to manual feed as a backup plan. So in case the content API feed gets suspended, manual feed should still work. And guess what? After we created manual feed, GMC didn't go down like ever. And even though let's say we had still some product suspension issues on content API feed, that's all right because now we already spent most of the budget on manual feed. So now we have way more consistency as compared to what we had before. And then we started duplicating variants. So again, duplicating variants is not necessarily a bad thing if you are doing it right. Let's say if your GMC is getting suspended and your product feed is getting suspended and then you still duplicate the variants, then you are just making like you are just damaging it more. It's not like helping in any way. But now that manual feed is stable, we see no suspension or product error. Now we are duplicating the same product in different variants. And the difference here is that each variant will have a different angle, different targeting, and different title. So as an example, if we are selling smartwatch can be sold, let's say, using angle that someone who wants to track their calories when they go for a run, or someone who wants to check their heart condition because they have some issues or health issues, whatever. So they want to monitor their heart condition or oxygen. So these are two different angles. So like there can be multiple angles for the same product. So when you duplicate the listings, you need to use different angles for each listing. And then, of course, we did some optimization where we removed the poor performing product, focus more on the winning product, and then move the winning product in their own campaign so we can spend more on them individually given that they give us better results. We can test more angles, more creatives, more everything for the winning product. So it's like we can squeeze out the most from the products which makes money. Next is a global demand gen expansion. So first thing, it took us several months to convince the client to get on demand gen. Now, when we got on demand gen, we were only scaling in one country, which was US. But now, since US is working and they already have, I would say, above average results in the other English speaking countries like Canada, Australia, UK, New Zealand. So the stage two was like take the same demand gen campaign to the other English speaking countries slowly so we can expand globally. And that's what exactly we did in the phase two. So now we took the winning videos from US demand gen campaigns into the other English speaking countries. And the formula here was simple. Like we were testing on average 3 to 5 videos a week on demand gen, not like crazy ad spend, like a very minimal conservative approach. We always prefer conservative approach, honestly, for most of the clients. Again, it's the individual thing. Like if you are in a rush and you really want to like find the winner and no budget issue, then it's all right. You can just go ahead and like spend a bunch of money to get the data quicker. But here again, we kind of want to play safe and we always take conservative approach. So that's what we did. We took some winning video and images from their other platforms, started like testing them in a systematic way on Google so we can keep record of like, okay, these are the angles, these are the videos, these are the hooks that we tested on Google. It didn't work. And we usually start with US and then we move to the other countries. So let's say if we test 10 videos in US and 4 of them will work, then most likely we'll only run 4 of those videos in the other English speaking countries as well. So it's like we already validated which video works on YouTube. So just stick to that. It's like kind of simple. And we of course have a continuous video hook testing. Like again, we have this system which we set with all the clients. It's not, I would say, exact system because everyone has a different approach of testing videos. All the clients, they have their own systems and stuff, so we try to integrate our things with their things to see how can we run it smoother. So every time when their video editor gives us like 5 videos a week, we know exactly where to find the videos, we know exactly where to test them, and we know exactly where to share the inputs in which document or project management board, that hey, these are the 10 videos, this video didn't work for this that reason, this video worked for this that reason, this video did average, but if we do this and that, it may do better, something like that. Again, everyone has different systems, so it works differently, but this is the generic basic concept. Now the next is website conversion rate optimization. So first thing, very simple and easy thing that anyone can do is check the website speed. Like just go to Google and type like check my website speed or check website speed for Google, something like that. You will see bunch of websites. There's a free tool from Google as well, and you can see where your website actually stands. Like you can literally hire someone from Upwork and Fiverr and fix this in like less than 2 days. One costs you like more than a couple $100, but the ROI is insane. So like try to fix your website basic things easy way which you can. And here we there again, their products were like, there are too many product variants with not enough description that what's the difference, what's the benefit. So if I am a customer and I want to compare the products, that hey, why should I pick iPhone 15 instead of 16 or iPhone 16 instead of iPhone 18, whatever. So we fixed that first, cleared the unnecessary product. Now all the variations are left. We ask them to add more information, so it's easier for a customer to understand what is the product, why we need this product, blah blah blah. Then the second is we kind of changed the persona messaging on the website in the ad copy so that we can push product individually using different angles to different persona. Like the example I mentioned before, like if we are selling a smartwatch, we can sell smartwatch to someone who wants to use watch to count the steps or the calories when they go for a run. So that's one persona, one ad copy, but that ad copy does not necessarily will perform for someone who only wants the smartwatch to track the heartbeat or oxygen in their blood or like whatever XYZ. So if you have a winning product, try to think about different personas and try to target different avatars of your clients or customers using different ad copies, like different everything. And also we of course advise them to rewrite website so it's like more simpler. It's like easy to navigate, some more social proof, like the basic things, and they did it and it worked out just fine. Next is the introduced advertorial funnel strategy. So this is the thing. They didn't really believe in advertorials in the beginning because they most of the traffic we were spending was on the website. But that's all right because we see advertorials working on other clients. Again, it took us some convincing, but their product is kind of problem solving type of product. So whenever you are selling a problem solving type of like product or something which has to do with insecurity, advertorials and listicles will most likely work. Mark, like note this down, I'm like dead serious. So if you are selling something which is problem solving or pain point solution type of problem, like insecurity, most likely advertorials will work. So if your advertorial is not working, then you need to get a better copywriter or better someone who can make a different advertorial, because logically it should work better if you're a problem solution or like a pain point insecurity type of problem product. So that's what we did here. We started launching more advertorials on Google, and we also included demand gen on like demand gen strategy with the advertorial strategy. So now we all the traffic that we get from demand gen now goes now they land on the advertorial, and that made it even more stable, and that gave us like two good like two things were working good, and now we connected them, so now they work even better. So this is the thing, when you try and test different things on, let's say, Google or Facebook or both of them, like whenever something works, try to exchange that in, let's say, in the same platform or the or in some way in your ecosystem. That if you find something working on TikTok, take that on Facebook, Google, emails, SMS, like vice versa. That's what we did. And now since that we fixed the website, their conversion rate was up, and basically their revenue is up. Now we have more predictable ROAS, and the revenue is stable because their shopping like a GMC suspension issue, like is it has been resolved. So like now they are in a very stable condition where we can push more. And here, this there are like results from some shopping campaign. Again, you can just zoom in and look at that yourself. But you can see everything is green and everything is increasing exactly the situation we wanna be in. Now, the feeder shopping ads strategy. So here, I already mentioned this that we had frequent disapprovals in the Google Merchant Center, like bunch of issues because we were using content APIs. So now we set up manual feed. So now we have a dual campaign approach where now we are using both feeds, not just one. So in case content API feed goes down, we have manual feed still up and running. So slowly we moved like the campaigns and the ads went from content API to manual feed so that we have more stability and control. Again, I wouldn't say you will see this issue on all the accounts or for everyone. That's all right, it's normal. But for here, we had this issue. We really needed to solve it quickly. So this was the way and it worked just fine. And then we duplicated the products with more variants for wider reach. Like I said, take different persona, they take different avatars, use each avatar for each listing, and then make, you can even make different landing pages, by the way, which is only specifically targeting each specific avatar. Again, we created campaign structure, optimized campaign structure, cut the losers quickly, scale the winners quickly. And for the products which are doing average, try to see how you can make them do better. Simple. So the results, shopping and Pmax scaled by 130%. Their break-even ROAS stands around 1.2 or 1.22, something like that. And we had two ROAS, so we were like very profitable, no issues there. And now let's go and talk about demand gen strategy. So for here in the screenshot, you can see on demand gen, our ROAS was 1.44. Again, it's not super profitable as let's say shopping campaign or all the other campaigns, but that's all right. Demand gen or YouTube campaigns will never be as much profitable as the like other placements, as an example shopping, because this is 100% cold traffic. This is like top of the funnel traffic. So even though let's say our ROAS here is let's say 1.44, but now we retarget them using shopping, Pmax, display search, whatever, and then basically it reflects there. So here's the thing, like you need to have some sort of realistic expectation that if you really want to spend like a bunch of money on YouTube or demand gen, like you have to understand that it's cold traffic, and cold traffic will not have as high ROAS as middle of the funnel or bottom of the funnel traffic. But that is okay, because the more people you have in your cold let's say top of the funnel, that means the more inflow you will have in your middle of the funnel and at the end in the bottom of the funnel. So this is like kind of ecosystem that you need to know your numbers, you need to know your KPIs so you can calculate all this. But here we were even okay, like we would do even okay if we were break even, but here we were like slightly above break even. And then we first started with US and then we scaled into the other countries, like super simple. And then their campaigns were scaled in terms of ROAS for 2,400%. Of course, because they were not running demand gen at all. So here's the final conclusion. First thing, we solved their GMC suspension issue by manual feed strategy. Then we had dual shopping and PMX structure where we were having multiple feeds with multiple listings targeting different avatars. And those listings would take them on individual landing page, which was specifically designed for that specific avatar. Single product, so basically take the winning product and give them their own campaign, spend more of them, get more creatives, get more angles, get more images, get more everything. Then we expanded demand gen starting from US to the other countries. At the same time, we optimized the website. Again, we are not a CRO agency, but basic things like if we are running Google Ads, like you can know what's like basic things wrong on the website. First thing is the speed, like it's so basic. You don't even need CRO agency for this, like it's common sense. Next is advertorial, which is a bit advanced, and then we connected advertorials with the demand gen, which did even better, and creative feedback loops. So we have systems about for this with this client, like we have access to their project management board, they have access to our board, and like we kind of integrate that. But again, it's individual. even for us with all the clients we have, because they all have their own creative testing strategies. So we try to integrate with all of them where it's so smooth and not unnecessary extra work for each of the parties, neither for the client nor for us. And here is the 60-day comparison, 150% revenue growth. Like I'm 100% sure is we are spending like around 120K USD uh, at at this point, not 83K, but again we made this document like a month ago or so. And again, their break even, like this is profitable for them. Their break even, they have like a huge gap between break even in here. And the shopping and Pmax scaled by 130%, and the demand gen to 2,400%. And that basically sums up the case study. So I hope you all found a lot of value in this video. If you have any questions, please drop the questions in the comment section. And if you are doing over 100K a month, or anywhere close to 100K a month with or without Google Ads, and if you would like our team to make you a free Google Ads audit, just like this document where we can show you what are the things that we think that can do very well for your brand, for your SaaS, for your local business, based on our research, data, experience, all the other case studies. We will make this audit for you for completely free, and we will explain you the audit on the call. So somewhere around this video, you will find a link to book a call with us in case you would like to speak to someone from our team. We would love to help you out. And that's basically sums up this video. So again, thank you so much for your time. I really hope you found some value. Let's keep crushing it and see you in the next one.